Hello, welcome to 50 Shades of Maintenance. This is our second, let's say October, November show. God, it's like my whole like months and years are all messed up. But we are excited to be here. I've been frantically packing for vacation because we're going on a little Thanksgiving thing with the family. So, Phil, you're in the frozen tundra right now. So.
Actually, it's funny because it snows, right? I mean, it blizzard, and then the next day, even the sun was out by the afternoon. Skies were blue. You saw my video that I put up.
Right.
Blue, and it's been blue ever since. The problem is there's so much snow fell, and it was very wet snow, which is unusual for here, that it's still on the ground. Normally, it's gone by now. And like, there's a ton of it, like a crap ton. So I don't know. Hoping it melts off.
So does that mean? Is that like? Is this early for a big snow like that?
Yeah, it's unusual. I mean, it's definitely unusual. We've been known to get some snow on Halloween. It's pretty rare. But to get a blizzard this early is really strange. So
I thought that seemed, I didn't even realize anything was going on. And I think I had messaged you about something and you're like, I'm getting ready for this big storm. And I'm like, what? So as soon as we talked, I went and looked up and I'm like, oh my God, they have a big blizzard. I was completely unaware. It's been a wild week. So
no, I feel the same way. Exactly. I every day has been a scramble to get things all in from work, at home, just personal stuff. It's been crazy.
Yeah. All right. I'm hope I'm not offending anyone with my red cup. I can draw a snowflake on it if that makes people feel better, though. I have a pen over there. I'm teasing. So teasing.
I was gonna make a smart ass comment, but
but I covered it for you. I made all the smartest comments.
Right, I had a few really out there. Like I really second guess. Like, should I really say that out loud? No, probably not.
Well, we're not going to wait for Kirk. Kirk is coming, but he said that I think he had something big going on at work, so he knew he would be cutting it really close. I told him, don't stress. We'll be fine until you get here. I have a topic I want to talk about, but I think I'm going to wait on that until he's here, so I want to get kind of y'all's thoughts on things together. Thanksgiving's coming up, so I thought maybe we'll talk about Thanksgiving. I have something cheesy that I do. I guess I say cheesy. I probably shouldn't say that. Something I do with the family for Thanksgiving. I always make everybody go around and say something that they're thankful for. So you can start thinking about that. I'm gonna make y'all tell me something that you're thankful for this year.
I can think of something right off the bat. So.
So just have that in the back of your mind. I'm going to ask, which will probably happen is we'll start talking and we'll finish and I'll forget to ask it again and you'll skate right through it.
I'll be safe.
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to think. So I really want to talk about my topic, but I really don't want to start until Kirk gets here. And we didn't really get questions or anything. No questions,
and the damn chat's still broken on YouTube. If you want to use the live chat, it's up. There should be something down in the box that says join this conversation or something like that. I've never used it myself. I'm trying to figure it out while we speak. And then or you can Facebook message Tanya or myself if you're one of our friends, although you're probably more likely to be Tanya's friend than mine because I'm still kind of a friend Nazi on Facebook. I really am like, if I'm over 100 friends.
I'm a friend whore.
Right. So you said it, not me. No, I'm over 100 friends, which I have been for a while now. I kind of feel like there's some chuff in there. Somebody's got to go. But then I really go through my list and I'm like, no, everybody belongs. So trust me, I am making a monthly check of my friends list. So if you're still a friend, you're really a friend. You're really a friend because I'm 30 over, man. I'm 31 over. I got to cut some weeds.
I tried to do that on my regular account, but I have so much crossover between WLS people. Like I have the people who I'm really, really close with are on my friend account. And it's just like, I feel bad cutting people. Like I did cut some people off of my regular account, but I still think I have over 300 people on my regular friend account. Yeah. You know how I am. I make friends wherever I go, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to. And plus, I have I got this big Italian family, so it's like, I gotta have. If I cut one of those people, they'll be calling my mom.
Cut you.
Like,
it'll be bad.
Yeah. Why did Tanya drop me from her friendly? What? She has a problem. So no. Yeah. So I got to keep a lot of people because of that. But I think I've got it down a lot more than I used to have. So. Anyway, so
So Matt, I am not the only one who has moved recently. So for those of you who know little Aussie Mel, who's very close to us and
yes.
particularly to me, she recently moved and she says her mobile internet is 50 shades of fucked up right now. So she can't watch. She's still waiting to get her DSL activated next Wednesday. So she just moved and she moved to a great, beautiful new place. It's amazing. She gave me a little video tour of it and it's crazy good. So, so she'll have real internet soon, but even real internet in Australia is not real internet. Like
it's still shaky.
They're still buying sections of data. In other words, they get X amount of gig per month. To where here we buy by speed. It's unlimited amount of gigs, but download. But I'm sure there's some cap somewhere. But here it's about speed. So I was like, "What? You guys buy it by the amount? That's crazy." So I'll be interested to see what she ends up with speed wise. So.
Yeah, I saw her picture she posted. I think it was like a view off of I guess it's like a back patio or something. Like that was gorgeous. It's really beautiful.
She's got a hell of a view. She sent me a little video of the sunset yesterday, and I was like, because they're going into summer as we're coming, out of ours, and it's like, holy crap, look at that. And she's like right on a little river, and it's really cool. It's very, very cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So now that you're getting settled in your house, are you getting back into like your fitness routine? You feel like you're getting back into the swing of things again?
So for the most part, I would say yes. Monday, I did my full normal weightlifting workout with Josh. That went really well. I did way better than I thought I would because I was super sore from moving boxes and stuff. Tuesday, with the snowing, I didn't get into the gym at all, but I shoveled for 30 minutes. So I'm going to call that workout.
That's a workout.
This snow, Colorado has very dry snow usually. This is wet snow. This is the snow you can build snowmen and snowballs out of. This is like traditional snow. But normally we have a very powdery light snow. It doesn't stick together. It doesn't make snowballs very well. This is not that.
Yeah.
So just shoveling the 2.5 feet that was blown up in my driveway, like a mountain of it, and then it would curve back down. Just get through that took me 35 minutes just to get my car out. And then Wednesday, I was so sore from shoveling my back, my shoulders, my legs, everything, because you're just constantly just going. And me, I just take a big old shovel full, no matter how heavy it is, because I'm strong enough to do it now. And I throw it over my head and I keep going. The more pissed I am, the more I do, So Wednesday, I took it easy. I didn't even get up to yoga. Thursday, which was today, I did shoveling again today all morning because the back patio was still totally frozen over. And I'm like, this is never going to melt. I'm going to have to, I'm trying to get the back patio finished so they put the rock in and the fence and stuff so I can get my dog home. But I shoveled again and it got to be 3 feet by the house. So I start off at I maybe start out like maybe 17 feet away from the house, right? And maybe it's this tall. By the time I get to the house, it's 3 feet deep, and it's heavy. The barbecue is buried. I mean, totally buried. And
that's crazy.
My daughter's window well is still buried. I'm gonna have to dig that out. So I did that. So yes and no. I did go to the gym today, even though I shoveled, but I only did about 30 pull-ups and about 100 push-ups. I didn't do the bench. I didn't do the deadlifts. I just was too fatigued. So.
How do people who are not fit handle that kind of situation?
So that's a great question. So most of my neighbors, because these are patio homes, are over 60 or more. And I was looking at my neighbor next door, Tony. He's got to be in his late 70s, early 80s. I'm like, how the hell is he going to get that driveway cleared off? So we do have a service as part of our association that comes and does the driveways and the streets. That's great, except they show up at like 9:30. And I'm like, look, I leave for work at 7 o'clock or quarter to 7, like to get my kid to school and then go to work. I'm like, you have to freaking be here earlier than that. So I don't know if it's because we're still in construction or what, but I guess for those guys, it's no big deal. They can leave their houses a little later. For me, I got to be out the door. So it looks like I'm going to be shoveling my driveway either way and then I'll do the streets and stuff. So that's fine. That's crazy. Yeah.
You mentioned Josh. We haven't heard anything from Josh in a while because I don't think he made like maybe 1 or 2 videos when he first started and that's it. How's he doing? He's
done really well. He's hovering right around the 200-pound mark. He keeps dipping below and then coming like he's right in there. And he's been working out. He's been doing different workouts than me, although we still do the weightlifting together, which is nice. So we can kind of push each other and stuff. And, he's not far behind me in a lot of, with the pull-ups and the shoulder presses, he's just a little bit behind me. He can do his own body weight on a pull-up, but he just can't do the number I can do. And then as far as the shoulder presses, he can do the shoulder press at 100 pounds like I do, but He can't do the full 30 yet. So he's really gained a lot of muscle too. He's done a really great job. He's curling as much as I am. He's not quite deadlifting as much, but he's close. Bench wise, he's pretty far behind me though, because he's a little bit smaller guy and I've been doing a little longer. So he's got a little catch up there, but tricep work, he's right there with me. We do 200 body dips, like just, like basically put your feet out in front of you, put your arms behind you. And we do sets of 20. We do 10 of them. And he's right there with me. So he's done a good job. He's holding it. He's eating well. I was a little worried he's starting to fall off on the exercise, but he pulled it back. So he's doing well. Yeah.
Those dips are something I can't do because of my arthritis in my hands and my wrist. I cannot put the weight on there. But I had this whole series I was doing for a while. I posted it on Facebook maybe like, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, where it had like a whole series of like high knees and jumping jacks and push-ups and planks. And you do like 3 sets of this whole set, and it takes about 30 minutes to do 3 sets of it. But that was one of the things that I couldn't do. Well, it was really the only thing I couldn't do was the dips because of that. But oh, I was getting ready to say, so I haven't done an update on my own channel, so I guess I should talk about, I was going to talk about this in the video, but so Tuesday was my 4-year surgiversary. So yay. I was talking to TJ the other day. I said, I made it 4 years out. I'm alive and I'm not dead. So that's all. That's basically, I mean, I'm alive and I'm not fat. So that's like, that's what 4 years means, I didn't gain it back and I didn't die. So I've made 4 years. But one of the other things I did, last Tuesday, I did my 3rd dose of, I've started on a new arthritis medication.
Yeah, how's it going?
Really well. Like I noticed a difference in the first week, but I was kind of afraid to acknowledge it because I thought, maybe it's like a whole placebo effect thing. I think of it, but no, like it's noticeably better. So I'm really excited about that. So I had gone gung-ho in my exercise and then I kind of hurt myself for a little while and I've recovered from that. And so I think that after I come back from this vacation next week, I'm probably going to get back into my regular fitness routine again. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. So, which is good right before Christmas holidays, kind of getting back into the swing of things, and then definitely full force after the first of the year. So yay, excited.
That's good. Yeah, so that's good. Holidays coming up. It's like, I always try and say, okay, I can kind of be a little naughty up until Halloween, but after Halloween, that's it. I got to stop. I got to be super good. And the moving, like I've dropped, and this was not intentional. I wasn't trying to, but I'm not upset about it either. I went from 222 down to 217.4 this morning. And I'm just like, it's just because when I get doing stuff, I forget to eat. I just totally forget to eat. And when I do eat, sometimes I eat like shit. Like I eat like foods I used to eat. Like I'll eat a breaded chicken sandwich, and I'll eat the whole thing, which I can't believe I can do. But then I won't eat again for hours and hours and hours and hours. So, so I'm happy about the fact that I lost, but I did lose some muscle in that process, unfortunately, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not a huge amount, so muscle loss, so that's okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start because that kind of leads into the thing I wanted to talk about anyway. So, and we'll catch on Kirk up when he pops in. This is something that I've been noticing about myself over the last, I'd say, couple weeks, maybe a little bit longer, and it's really like I've had like a little aha moment. So, I've been dealing with this regain and I can't get it off, and I'll do well for a few days and then I'll kind of fall off the wagon here and there. And something that I was noticing, like last time when we talked about like I wasn't going to be eating turkey jerky as much. I wasn't going to be eating Quest bars anymore. So I'm having to find different foods that I'm going to fill those gaps with. And what I realized was like when I was about either 6 or 9 months out from surgery, that's when I started having my hypoglycemia problems, and I had to eat every 2-3 hours, and my blood sugar would drop, and da-da-da. So I got into this whole routine of eating on a time schedule, not necessarily and I think you probably have. I think a lot of people have this. Like, I didn't have the hunger. I had no hunger after surgery. I probably didn't have any hunger until maybe 3 years out. I just did not have hunger at all. So like when we would go to like meet and greets and we'd all get together and like I was distracted or I was doing something where I was distracted, I would just not eat because I had no hunger cues. But if I'm on my regular routine, I'd eat by the clock. So with this whole thing, I thought, you know what? I'm going to start listening like to my body and seeing when do I get hungry, what triggers me to get hungry, are there certain foods that I eat that make me hungrier and that kind of thing. And what I figured out is I think I've been afraid of hunger. When my hunger returned, I had such a terrible hunger before surgery. That was probably one of my biggest reasons why I was so overweight, is like I had like an insatiable hunger that I think when I started to experience a little bit of hunger, I was afraid that it was going to be like that. So I've been eating to prevent hunger rather than to react to hunger. And so what I've been making myself do is wait till I feel hunger and then make myself sit with it for like 30 minutes, drink water, what happens. Sometimes it passes and it might be an hour and a half before I really, really need to eat, because the hunger kind of passes. Or sometimes it's like the full 30 minutes that I'm like, I'm ready to actually eat something. And I did have one low blood sugar episode in doing this whole thing. But what I'm trying to realize is that it didn't kill me. It doesn't, it's not going to kill me to be hungry, and it's not going to kill me if my blood sugar drops a little bit. I don't have to prevent it every, few hours. That it's normal people get hungry. And, I think what made me realize it is hearing people say like, oh, I'm starving. And I'm like, I never have that, I'm starving feeling. Like, I never have that. And I'm like, you know what? I probably should have that sometimes if I'm busy doing something. I shouldn't be preventing it at all times. So that's something I've been experimenting. And I actually feel a little more in control of what I'm eating and like the choices that I'm making, because I'm not eating as often. I don't know. It's really strange. It's kind of like something that probably most people who had hunger return sooner had to figure out early on, but it's weird that I'm like this far out and I'm just figuring out what my hunger cues feel like. So do you have hunger now?
Yeah, there's two types though, so I have to be careful. So I have like real hunger, like tonight on the way home from the furniture store, I was like, I am hungry. Like I'm hungry. And like I ate 2 chicken, the Pagoda chicken egg rolls. I ate 2 of them, which kind of had carbs, but I was like, I am hungry, and I ate them. And then I felt, okay, I'm fine, I'm good. But but then there's been, especially I noticed this week with all the snow shoveling and the weightlifting and that exercise hunger that comes back where my body's craving something.
Yeah.
I have the cravings of hunger, but it's not physical hunger. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, oh like God, I need to eat something for energy, not for, because my stomach hurts. But on the way home today, it was definitely stomach hunger. No doubt about it. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Well, it's weird. I find with exercise, when I'm really back in my workout routine, I feel like it suppresses my hunger for a little while after. Like I could be hungry. Like a lot of times when my exercise routine will be, I go straight after work. So it's like around 5 o'clock and I'll work out until about 6 or 6:15. I may not want to eat until 7:30 because I think I'm kind of high on the endorphin feeling and I'm not need anything. But if I come straight home and I'm home at like 5:15 or 5:30, I have to stop myself from wanting to eat because I feel like, oh, it's dinner time. So I've been trying to push dinner to like 6:30 or 7, and that way I don't really need like a nighttime. I don't get hungry for like a nighttime snack. I'm just trying to work out that routine, but I do find it when I work out, it suppresses. Do you get the hunger right after you eat, or is it like
no,
right after you work out?
No. After I work out, the blood is away from my stomach, so it's in my muscles. I'm trying to repair. I'm all swollen up. I feel super manly, especially when I'm lifting. And then cardio actually suppresses my hunger way more. So if I'm doing cardio, it'll suppress it longer. The problem is when I lift, I'm literally tearing muscle and damaging it. And then my body wants to go fix it. So I think that's when it starts looking for those nutrients and saying, maybe falsely, but like, hey, you need to eat because we need food to fix this, which I don't think it does. It could probably use the fat cells that are left in my body to do that. But, but I eat usually. That's when I'm like, the bowls of candy at work and stuff look pretty good around that time. I'm like, hey, I want to get a couple of these little bite-sized bars or whatever, So normally then if I'm really feeling that, I'll run over to the vending machine or the cafeteria and get a bag of peanuts or something that's, okay, I want something sweet, so I'll eat something salty to kind of combat that sweet. And
Yeah.
it seems to work pretty well. It's been my new strategy. And then, but also, like I told you earlier, like I kind of started cueing off the fact that when something's bothering me, stressing me out, like all of a sudden I'll crave food. Like that's, I recognize the trigger now. So
yeah.
And it took it's funny that it took this long to kind of identify that. Like, wow, wait a sec, that's what that is, So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think too, that's this whole thing is kind of piggyback off of me getting on this medication and feeling better. Cause I said last time I felt like I was doing a lot of comfort eating because I was in so much pain. It was like, I can't feel good with this. So this will make me feel better. It kind of revert into those old comfort ways, it's kind of a good thing when you think about it. Like, even though I converted, like I went back to comfort eating and stuff, I didn't balloon back up to where I was with that comfort eating. So the sleeve did help me go over the top with it, so but too, I also have certain things that I won't eat, and that probably contributes to it too.
And I don't know why this is any different now, because I was doing the shopping before, but I made a commitment to, when I moved into the house, I was not going to buy certain foods anymore. So when I go buy snacks for the kids, like I don't buy cookies. I just don't do it. I used to get them for them,
right?
But ultimately I'd end up eating some, one or two, It doesn't matter. Cookies are my downfall, right? So
yeah,
there are just some things I just don't buy now. I just won't do it until they actually complain for it, and then we'll have a discussion about it. But for the time being, I'm not buying any of that stuff. So, and because I think it's all new patterns and things are in all new places. Like my pantry is huge here, so I put a lot of the dry goods in the pantry, and I don't think they're not in the cabinets when I open them up to get my vitamins or to get my, allergy medicine. There's not. Cheez-Its and cookies and whatever the kids are going to eat. They're not right there. Or even if they're in the house, I don't see them. I have to go to the pantry when I'm actually cooking a meal or preparing breakfast or something to see that stuff. So I forget a lot of it's here even half the time. So that's been a help. It's just weird little tricks you play with yourself. But
yeah. Well, somebody had posted a thing on Facebook about a study about if you drink a half a bottle of red wine a night, that it'll help. Helps you lose weight because you don't have like the sweets cravings at night. And so I thought, well, this is a study I can get behind as an experiment.
Well, half a bottle. Should I better drink a whole bottle then? I want twice the effects.
Well, it's so funny too. Because I'm more of like a rum or a whiskey kind of drinker. So I'm not always really a big wine drinker. So I thought, okay, well, I'll start this. And actually, a glass of red wine now, I feel it. Like before surgery, I never felt wine. I didn't drink wine because I thought, what's the point? I don't even feel it. But now, like one glass. I don't need a half a bottle. Like on a weeknight, yeah, that's plenty. So and honestly, like I'm consciously making an effort to not eat anything else. But it is satisfying, and there is something to it. And like, I don't want to say Tanya is promoting drinking every night of the week, but I'm just saying that I've tried it, and I was kind of surprised that it did suppress my sweets craving. So, because usually I want chocolate at night. That's my week time is with the chocolate. And like with having the Halloween candy in the house, I was eating a couple of those little Hershey bars every night. But now that's all gone. I'll have my glass of wine. And that probably isn't every night, but I do find it is kind of filling that gap.
Red wine in particular, I do like red wine, but I also like very bitter dark chocolate, and that's a good combo. So don't start doing that, because it really accents. Those two go well together, so be careful. So
I'm not a dark chocolate person.
Oh,
yeah,
that's the one thing you and I differ on. That one we finally found the one thing. Amazing.
We found it. Oh, well, that's the second thing.
Well, yes, I'm not a big fan of penis, but other than that,
and I happen to be a big fan of penis. Yeah. But yeah, so that's something else. Now I'm going on this cruise, but I'm not. People always say, "Oh, you're going to gain so much weight on a cruise," but I haven't really found that that's really an issue. For like the drinking, like that's where most of my calories come from. Because usually on these things, I'm all into doing like the activities or like laying by the pool, and it's not really about the food. So I'm not so worried about that. And it is always good, healthy choices. Like there's always like a baked fish or shrimp cocktail and any kind of like lean meat you can always find, salad. So it's like the food doesn't even worry me anymore. And then usually I'm so active doing things, anything, I will always have some kind of dessert that they offer at night because, why not? But I always find when I come off of these vacations, I'm either the same weight or a little bit less because I'm so active. In my job, I'm not active at all. So this is like a total, my body goes into shock. Like
Yeah.
she's moving during the day. She's not just sitting on her ass all day. Wow, this is crazy. So, and my parents are coming with us, and my mom's a very big, exercise enthusiast. So, we already have plans. We'll be doing laps on the little deck up above, the walking track where you have to do like 25 laps to make a mile or something. So we'll do that, and she'll keep me active. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. So yeah, go with it.
Yeah, and then I'll go dancing at night. So.
Oh, watch out, John.
Nush. Shocker, right?
That's true, right? Yeah.
So what are your plans for Thanksgiving? You got you're making a big dinner or anything?
No, so this kind of dovetails back into my whole situation here. So I don't have furniture. I went out tonight, like any furniture. I bought it tonight. Like I bought $5,500 worth of furniture tonight.
Wow.
We had a couch, a chair, a coffee table, end tables, a dining room table, 6 chairs, and then a whole bedroom set, which was the king bed, 2 nightstands, and a dresser, but like not the tall dressers. What do you call the wide ones? The wider chest of drawers, I guess. Or
chest of drawers, yeah. That's what I'm like looking at.
Not the tall. Well, maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. So I bought.
But they call those like high boys, and then the other one is like the chest of drawers.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm a guy. What the hell do I know? So
I'm kind of guyish too. I don't know either.
Yeah, right. I got all that stuff, and so that's not a bad deal, really. And I kicked their teeth in as much as I could because I'm like, look, I'm buying all of this at once. I expect no delivery charge. I expect whatever discount you got going for the holidays next week that you're going to start. I want it now.
Right.
And they're like, okay. So, and then they still knocked off like an extra $100 on top of that. So I was like, all right, cool. So I got a lot for my money, and it's quality furniture. It's not like, it's not press board, obviously. But it's not even like your American Furniture Warehouse here in Colorado. There's like a big thing called American Furniture Warehouse, which is like better than press board quality, but not by much. It's everyday furniture.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of military families like buy it because they buy it, they use it in their current thing, and then they get redeployed. And sometimes they take it with them, sometimes they don't. It's like, screw it.
We got some things we got some things like that just because when the kids were little, they're destructive, and so we thought we're not putting out big bucks or anything. Let them scratch this, let them pour paint on it, whatever, and then when they are past that stage, then we'll get something that's actually quality.
So that's the way I went. I went that way, and then I went with something a little bit better than that. I'm past. My kids are older. They should know better at this point. Know better at this point. See what happens with that. But
and then at this point they can earn money to repay for things.
They better figure it out. They're going to be paying for it exactly. So
shoot, I'm at the age now with my kids that I'm ready to make them work stuff off when they mess something up because mine are a little bit younger than yours, but.
Yeah, well, it's all dark furniture too, so it's going to show every little scratch, every little nick, because it's all the wood in here is very dark because that's kind of the thing now, right? So cabinets are a walnut, the countertops like a very sandstone colored granite. The floors are they're literally called gunstock, which is like a lighter walnut. It's almost like it's got a little bit of a grayer hue to the walnut though, and then so the furniture is all walnut colored and or like rose cherry, like a cherry rose kind of color.
Yeah, I like that.
Dark cherry would be a better explanation for it. But so yeah, I'm excited, but I had to buy everything. And I'm sure there'll be another $500-600 worth of stuff, like area rug and a little foo-foo decoration thing that goes in there to make it look like you're not a bachelor and all that fun stuff. And I just thought about bedroom. I'm like, I got that corner over there. Maybe I don't know if you've ever seen those like wooden they're like wooden shelves, but they're not like a shelf. It's kind of like a decorative kind of standalone piece that you put pictures and stuff on and books and stuff. So I'll probably get something like that at some point too. But I'm doing okay for a dude. I'm not doing too bad. I still got to buy all my master bathroom towels and shit and carpets but the downstairs kids room's done and it's pretty good. So.
I saw you post about the China.
Mm-mm.
Do you feel uncomfortable using the China, like because it was in the family and that kind of
I
thing, or?
feel uncomfortable getting rid of the china because it was in the family. Otherwise, it'd be gone. I'm like, because I will never use this stuff. I
It's
guess
not something that you would want to use, or like because you don't particularly like the pattern, or.
it's like, yeah, okay, so it's not something I would use every day because it's very feminine.
Oh, okay.
It's very rosy and it's beige with like very decorative rose stuff. I mean, old school. It's my grandma's china.
Right.
So I mean, look, you asked me what I was doing for Turkey Day. So the kid's mom invited me over for Thanksgiving to her apartment because she's going to do Thanksgiving. I said, yeah, that sounds great. Since I have no furniture, I'll come over. And so she's not going to use that china. I'm not going to haul it over there for her to use it.
Right.
I don't have any problem throwing a party, but if I throw a party here, it'd be more of a casual party and I could break out china for it.
Right.
And I've got 16 martini glasses, 16 wine glasses, 16 brandy snifters. I've got crystal cake plates. I got crystal smaller cake plates, which are like almost like saucers. I've got full china. I've got the full plates of china. I've got the salad plates. I've got the saucers. I've got the little cups. I got
full set.
I'm like, I will never use it. Like, I just can't throw it away. I should probably look it up. It's probably worth something. I can sell it. But
You need to just pack it up and save it for the kids when they get married. You can gift it to them, and then you'll be rid of it. Stick it in the attic for right now, and say, "Yes, I've saved this heirloom for you."
Here, take it. Yeah, that's the other thing. And I brought regular dinnerware because I'm like, look, I want like sage green dinnerware. Like I just want my couch is sage green. I want sage green dinnerware. Just kind of going with like a more earthy tones kind of stuff because this place is very earthy toned. As you can see from the beige walls, it looks like the same exact room as Tanya used to say.
I'm not convinced that you've actually moved.
I swear. But yeah, so that stuff, like 16 piece set, which is 4 plates, 4 salad plates, 4 mugs. I don't know, you do the math. I think there's something else in there, saucer or something. That's like almost like $130, and I had to get 8 of those because I know that 4 will just go through. I'll be washing dishes every 5 seconds.
Constantly,
So I got 8 of those, and I still got to buy 8 glasses. It's just the shit you don't think about when you like, look, take everything. Whatever you want, take it. Whatever you don't want, I'm getting rid of them, starting over. So my
and it all starts to add up.
My need to kind of start fresh probably cost me more money, but there is a psychological component to that for me that made it worth it. In other words, like before when my wife and I split up, she moved out of our house. I kept our house. I kept our stuff. She took some of it, but I kept a lot. Everything it was like I was living in our house still. And it was just like, I slept in our bed under our comforter, under our, whatever.
Right.
Here it's all, other than my desk in the kids' rooms, everything is new. Not new, but it's mine. It's totally mine.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's a complete fresh start.
It's a psychological break as much as it is a physical break, which sounds strange. And it is a new house, so it kind of needed updating anyway. A lot of the stuff we had was older, but I needed the more psychological piece of it, which is weird. So,
well, I feel like there's a lightness to you that you haven't had for a long time. So I've definitely felt it over the last month. There's a definite shift.
There's been 2 things that have really played into that. And I think the big piece was obviously the house and just focusing on getting things done. I'm not waiting anymore. I'm not stressing about other people meeting deadlines. I'm just like, I'll unpack a box tonight, or I'll organize the entire storage room today. Like I'll go buy $300 worth of racks and organize the whole thing. So I feel like I'm in control. And then, coming off of TJ's birthday, I had a lot of like personal realizations, and I came to peace with a lot of things there as well. And I feel really good about all of that stuff. And I know it's vague, but I mean, but I mean, like, I feel very good about everything there. And I feel like everything that is the way it is has to be that way right now. And it's perfectly the way it's supposed to be. Like I'm in peace with that. So, and I think next year as things settle down and I have everything done here and I'm just settling in and enjoying regular day-to-day patterns, and it all just becomes like part of my normal routine.
Yeah.
I'll I think then I'll take on new things. I'll take on that next challenge, but right now I'm just good. So yeah.
So do you feel bringing it back to like what
Haney says Phil has channeled his inner Martha Stewart. Well played, Haney. Well played. I have. That is not too far from the truth, man. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. If I buy this mirror, is it going to match? And Jesus, why, all this stress, putting all this stress on myself. Like, if I'm going to get it wrong, it's going to be the wrong mirror. It's going to be the wrong mirror.
Well, bringing it back to weight loss stuff or surgery related stuff. Do you feel like that shift in having that kind of burden and heaviness weighing on you with like the uncertainty of when things were going to happen, do you think that's going to help you or make it easier with maintaining and
yeah, I felt like, yeah, for sure. I felt like the weight was creeping up out of pure stress. Like it was just as diligent as I was being, and as much as I was working out, I was still eating shitty foods were sneaking in.
Right.
Cortisol levels were probably really high. I'm sure that there was a piece of that was starting to drive that weight up a little bit. I know the working out did too, yeah. but to drop that much weight in just a few days tells me, and the way that my pants fit now and the way that my clothes fit now, I'm like, oh, that was a key 5 pounds. Like that was a really critical 4 or 5 pounds to lose. It made a big difference. So
yeah, and it should be easier to maintain now. A lot of people ask me, like I get that question a lot about. I'm under a lot of stress and I want to stress eat or I want to comfort eat. And I'm like, what should I do? And I'm thinking, oh God, like, I don't know if I'm the right person to ask, but it's a lot of ways I feel like, and sometimes you do have to kind of give into that because fighting it for me sometimes is more stressful than just having a moment there. I'm going to like, you know what, I'm going to have something and I'm not going to fight it. Now, if it's something that's going to throw you off the rails, on a week-long binge, then no. But if it's a momentary thing, sometimes I feel like it's not always healthy to fight that urge. I don't know. What do you think?
So I was thinking about this quite a bit, especially the last couple of months. So, and this would make it adult. So, I would be stressed and I want to eat, or I don't want to. Okay, I can't eat, so let me drink. Okay, I probably shouldn't be drinking every night. Okay, well, let me have sex. So I don't have access to sex. So, like, at what point do you? What devil do you pick? What devil do you,
right?
Oh, and I think you find the one that's the least damaging, and you just say, okay, I'm giving myself permission to have this much of that thing, booze, food, whatever, and then just try and keep it in check. Like you said, the stress level is not any better for you health wise. So where's that line? So
right, yeah, because I don't know if look, I have a visitor. Sometimes I feel like it's not healthy or realistic to think, oh, I'm going to have no vice to lean on. I'm going to change my life and it's going to be perfect because I'm going to. But you have to have some kind of coping mechanism, and I don't know. I just feel like it's not always realistic to think that you're not going to have anything that's a vice anymore, and I think staying aware, like before, maybe we weren't so aware. We just comfort ate and we didn't care what it was and how much it was, anything. And I think no matter what, we're always aware of what we're doing. And hopefully that will cause us to not let it get out of control. But I just, the longer I'm out, the more I think about it, I just feel like it's unrealistic to think that I'm never going to comfort eat again. You are. You are. Just don't let that be the thing that's like, oh, that makes you say, F it. I totally screwed up and there's no sense in fighting it anymore. It's to continuing to fight it and be cognizant of it, but it's just going to happen. It just is.
Yeah. You don't have a chocolate bar every day. Don't have whatever the case may be, but yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, I'm 100%, I'm living proof that, especially when you take away like a lot of your outlets. Like I didn't take my kayak out at all this summer because the first time I kayaked was at TJ's party because
that's crazy
the entire time, but it was in a storage bin and it was hard to get out. It was hard to get on the truck because it was in the storage unit. It wasn't here. It wasn't at my place of residence and all my shit was locked up and I'm stressed out and, nothing against my wife, ex, whatever. Right. We get along great and stuff, but we were in the same space, in a very small space. The kids are stressed out. They're in a 2-bedroom apartment. That shit just stacked up and stacked up and stacked up and stacked up and stacked up. I mean, I was feeling just like I would get anxiety attacks and like I'd kept it kind of myself, but it was like those things were coming on and I was dealing with other stuff. And, it's just, you're going to have an outlet sometime. You're going to have to, or you're going to blow up and die. This is it. Heart attack or stroke.
Exactly.
When
this spring rolls around, you're going to be itching to get out on a kayak
Yes.
so bad. Like
I'm already looking
it's
forward to
gonna be
snow skiing.
fantastic.
So I'm already. I know you guys are
Oh,
planning snow skiing at some point. So
yes, John's been looking at that for a long time. So
yeah, I
it's
got to get back with him on that too. So
yeah, he's definitely hoping for some time. I think next fall. He wants to do it. We're trying to look at the perfect time for it. You know how it is with the kids' schedule. It's like trying to line up a week when they're off of school, and it's not ridiculously expensive. Yeah, but that's definitely on the horizon because I've really never seen snow before, other than the little flurries that we get down here every 7 years or something, which is not real. That's not real snow.
well,
It's just
you come up here even in February. Some of the best skiing, February, March, sometimes even
well,
April. It starts to get sketchy, but you get up here in March and it may not snow at all, but there's great snow on the ground, which that's the beauty
right.
of it. So
Well, that's what we consider like leaving around at Mardi Gras time because the kids are off of school, and it's like oh, you give up Mardi Gras, but it's fantastic skiing situation. So yeah, I know that's definitely in the top 10 or top 5 vacation things that we're doing in the next few years. John, if it was up to John, we would hit the lottery and just be on vacation constantly. Because if y'all think I like to travel, he's every week he's sending me another vacation, and he has the whole agenda laid out and how much things would cost, and I'm like, yeah, we don't have any vacation time, and we don't have enough money to do that. So
but that's
I'm sure
awesome,
y'all,
though,
it's not just me.
yeah. No, that's awesome because it's nice having somebody who's into that kind of stuff as much as you are, and then like it gets enthusiastic about it, and like, oh, we can save up for it, we can do this, and if we plan, and if we skimp, if we, it's just fun. And I talked about this with Mel before because our previous spouses were just very much not travelers, and we're like, God, what would it be like to have somebody who was equally motivated and was like, oh, let's do this, it'll be awesome. So, yeah.
John, I have to reel him in because he comes and then he gets mad sometimes when I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work out for this year for this reason and that reason. We're going to be doing this and that. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, it's not my fault. It's like,
it's all your fault.
Like we don't have the money to do that. I want to do it. Believe me, I want to do it. Like we really want to go to Europe. That's something that we've been looking at, and especially now with feeling like the physical freedom that anything is possible. Like I still get that urge that anything's possible. So then everything's possible, and I want to do it all right now. And so when I see things, I'm like, yes, I want to do that too. And then you feel like the time's slipping away. Like, oh, if we don't do it now, then when will we do it? So
I'm the same way. No, I'm totally the same way. So it's like, it kind of reminded me like when I was out there shoveling that snow today. I mean, it was like I was telling Tanya, I don't know if I said this on the air or not, but it was like you go out the back of my house. There's a concrete patio there, which it's a patio home, big shocker. But there's a couple steps down, and then you're on the patio. Well, the snow had blown up against the house to where it was like about quarter way up it's halfway up the door, and then it melted down to about quarter way down the door. But you start out the patio, it's like that deep. You get to the house, it's 3 feet deep, and it's heavy. So
right.
I'm shoveling, and I'm thinking that was when I had this moment of like, this is why I've been working out for the last 2 years. This is why being this strong and this physically able to lift heavy things is good, because I can do this and not hurt my back, and I can keep doing this I can just keep going and not get hurt, and I have a lot of strength, and it's great. And like nobody knows that but me. I'm like, that's all I care about. Like I can do this, and I got all that knocked out and moved away, and I felt like good about it afterwards, and then I'm sore. But like, I also think about that from traveling. Like, yeah, I can do that stuff now. So let me do it now while I can.
Right. Like, I definitely have that feeling. Like, if I don't do it now, what if something, especially with my arthritis, I'm like, oh, what if something happens and I can't physically do it, and I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for not doing it when I could, but there are we have limitations.
Oh yes.
Mostly financial, but it is funny too. Like before I lost the weight, I was very focused on needing this, that, and the other for the house. And now I'm like, I don't need that in the house. I'd rather spend that money, go and do stuff. So that was
the big, but I'm like, the $5,500, I could done this, and this with it. Like, God damn it. But I mean, when you go upstairs and there's nothing, I mean, I'm living upstairs looks like a bachelor lives here. Downstairs looks like human beings live here. So I'm like, I just have to get up to the level of human being again. So after that, though, that's my whole point of moving here really was to free up a lot of capital to do things and go places and say yes, to go to Washington and see Kirk, to come out there and see you guys, to be able to do these things on the drop of a dime because I've got money in the bank that I'm not using toward a mortgage every month or toward big insurance payments every month or whatever, and just live. Now, my car may fight me on this a little bit, so we'll see. But, I'm still working on that. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that reminds me. That kind of leads me to the other thing I was going to say. We talked about it really briefly before we got on. Was I've been asked to speak on 2 panels for WLSFA, and I know you've been asked to be on one of those panels too. And so I've pretty much committed to being at WLSFA this year. There's a panel that Finding Elizabeth is going to be leading on YouTubers and YouTube vlogging and how that has supported us in our journey. And then there's another panel that Sandy Henderson is leading on Regain after WLS. So in fact, I've just kind of made the commitment today. It's kind of like a breaking news type situation. So John and I hadn't even solidly said, yes, we're going to do it, but I kind of went ahead and made that commitment on a hope and a prayer that he's cool with it. So he'll be there with me too, because my friends are his friends, and he said he's looking forward to seeing people, and he said he wants to hang out with everybody too. So, so I guess we'll be in Nashville in May.
So on that front, I've also decided I'm going to commit to, if you're going to do the panel, I'm obviously going to do the panel. So, I haven't talked to the panel host. They may not want me anymore, but,
she wants you. I know she does.
All right. So I'll definitely say that there is a 98% chance I'm doing this. The only thing is I am still in sticker shock. I have spent a shit ton of money in the last month. Like, you cannot believe how much money has left my pockets. So as soon as I get over the sticker shock, I'll be okay. By then I should be fine, but holy crap. Right now,
you got
more money.
It's 6 months away. So probably in 3 months, you'll be totally cool with it.
Yeah, I will be. Yeah. I'll have both my end of year checks by then. So my December check and my January check, my tax return should be $100, something like that. I'll figure it out. If everything went well, my return will be less than 500, because that means they didn't get too much of my money. So.
And those things definitely keep me going for, like, I love having things on the horizon that we're looking forward to, especially, with seeing everybody and having a reason to see everybody. So I like having the idea that in May I'm going to get to see my people, so. Yeah,
it'll be good. Kirk breaking news, Kirk's stuck in traffic, so he's on his way, but.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
So. He's probably stressing. That's why I told him earlier. I'm like, don't stress if you can't make it on time.
It's not a big deal.
No, it's not a big deal. I mean, we miss him. He's having a bit of a stressful period himself. That's why I kind of wanted to talk to him, because with Eric just moved with med school, so he's having to deal with that transition of Eric not being in the house every day. So I know they went through a whole phase. I think when Kirk was in the losing phase, I want to say Eric was not living. They weren't together because he was in med school for some different location or something. So, I know he's had to deal with it, but he's definitely gotten used to being with them every day. So that has to be difficult to know he's going to be gone for a while. So we have to support Kirky.
I agree. So Jim says he'll start a GoFundMe for John and Tanya's travel fund. 25% fee and gumbo. So
that's totally doable. I'll even come to Atlanta as one of my travel expeditions and cook a gumbo.
There you go. And he says that
Jim
now
and I can have a cook-off.
He has to go to a couple of the talks at WLSFA if we're going to be there then. So especially you, Tanya. So.
Well, it's so funny. I did the Naked Truth on Sunday night, and Jim was the guest, and he was saying that he's not he doesn't really do YouTube videos, but he's been on enough shows that I would consider him a YouTuber, even though he doesn't do his own channel. But him and Krish, I love them. To hang out with them, they're fun to hang out with. It when we saw them in Atlanta, when we went from Labor Day weekend, we all went to eat, and the kids came with us. And Victoria could be Christian's child. It's so funny because they both have like little attitudes, and they got along famously, I thought she was going to steal Victoria, but we were talking and talking and talking, and we like, okay, well, let's, it's time to go. We got to go. So then we're standing outside talking, and Victoria said, look, if y'all going to stand out here and talk anyway, we should have just stayed inside. So they are just so easy to talk to. They're great people. Great people.
That's good. Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to. I mean, I've talked to Jim a few times online, but I haven't actually been in the same place as him. I don't believe at any time. So that'd be cool.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So and then so we also got another comment here. Let's see. Ava Shrinking says she's in the same boat now. Had never done any flying before VSG, and now she wants to fly everywhere in the world. Yep. So I guess she's got a deal on going to London for under 300 and back for 400. So that's not bad. I mean, considering it cost me round trip to Australia, it was pretty close to 1,700, I think. That's not a bad deal for England. So,
and even 1,700
costs more, but than to get to England from New York, but whatever.
Well, it's so funny. John's been doing all this research on going to Europe, and it's like going to this place costs like $800 round trip, but going to this other place only costs like $450. And I'm like, $450? Like it would probably cost me $450 round trip to go to Seattle, because I've looked into those trips before. It's so crazy how the flights cost. And so he's doing this whole thing where you look at all different places in Europe, and then you can take a train once you get there to wherever other place you want to go. And so, yeah, he's serious. He's serious about wanting to see Europe. So
I definitely want to get to Scotland, and my niece went to St. Andrews there, and she's got a lot of friends there. So I'd like to do it when she's over there, and I know that Allison's cousin's over there as well. So it'd be nice to visit her and her husband. Although I think her husband's back in the States right now working, but he flies back and forth. So.
Well, we've been looking at Ireland. I mean, obviously O'Rourke, we have things that we, ties over there. But John really loves English soccer, so he'd love to go see soccer games over there. So I've talked to Julia Van Erck a few times about, she lives really close to where Chelsea plays soccer. So that's kind of like a nice lure there too. And we've been into Germany for some reason. He's gotten on the Germany kick. So it's like so many options. And then I have my Italian heritage that, I'd love to go to Italy. So I don't know. Just like it's going to happen probably in the next 2 years. I'm sure we had always said that for our 10-year anniversary, we would go to Paris. That was always our big thing. And then when it got to be 10 years, the kids were little. I didn't feel comfortable leaving them for that long and going out of the country. But now that they've gotten a bit older, I don't feel so guilty about leaving him anymore. So we'll see. It's just, and he's luring me in. He's trying to find zip lining places in Europe. So he's doing that. And then with the skiing, he's finding places that have the, what do you call, it's like you sit in a little thing and it's like a little track that you're on, and it brings you all the way down the mountain on, I can't remember what you call it.
I got a luge or something like that. But
no. It's like you sit in a little seat. In fact, Tanya, the TK Sleever, she had posted a video of her doing it. I think they did it in Gatlinburg. Because they have it like when there's no snow and also when there's snow too. But I think it's mostly when there's no snow on the mountain. But like it's like a line, like a like a rail that it's on, and you it's like a 1-person thing or maybe a 2-person like seat that you sit in, and I guess the gravity kind of pulls you, and some of them go pretty fast down the hill, and it's like a little bit of an adventure feel to it. So I'll get John to send you the link to some of the YouTube videos that he's given to me. Once you see it, I can't think of what it's called, but you probably know what it is, because I think most of the ski resorts have them now. So
okay, I'll have to check it out. I'm not familiar with them, but doesn't mean
now that I've talked about it, I'll have to post a link on the 50 Shades site when I find it. But it's something that I probably couldn't have fit into before. I probably would have been too heavy for. But now I could probably ride with Victoria if I did it. So yeah, he's luring me in with all these adventure type things that we can do in different places.
That's smart boy.
I know. He's always thinking.
Always thinking. That's great. Yeah, it's been a hell of a month, and with Turkey Day coming up, I think it's just going to be. I keep telling people by December I'll finally have, I think, all my furniture and stuff and be kind of normalized. But then you got the holiday, Christmas, so you got to have some Christmas shopping and all that stuff, and then so I'm thinking really by the first of the year things will start to calm down on this end. But all in all, I have moments now where I'm just kind of sitting here going, holy crap, this is like, I did it. Here I am. I finally have. Yeah, it's just crazy. So
You can
there's
breathe.
still plenty of work to do, but it's all like garage stuff. It's got to be done. And, until I get the furniture, I can't do much there. And it's little stuff at this point. It's just got to find the time. So
going back to my question at the beginning, what is something that is the thing that you're most thankful for this year?
I'm thankful there's no more actual moving to be done. I moved 4 times this year. 4. So
that's crazy.
I had to move from, let's recap, from the house to storage, house to the apartment to the apartment, and technically from storage back to the house. So technically 5, but I don't really count the move from storage the first time kind of had to be done in order to move to the apartment. So it's kind of all in one, but
right.
So 4 full moves of everything, or pretty much everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, the physical part of that and the emotional part of it is just so draining. So yeah, this next year is going to seem boring compared to 2015.
From your mouth to the force's ears.
Okay, Christine, Teeny Tiny just messaged me. It's called an Alpine coaster. That's
okay, I'll have to look in them. I haven't seen resorts here, but I don't go to the big resorts. I go to the little ones because I feel you get more bang for the buck at the little ones, like Cooper and Sol Vista, which I think now is called Ski Granby, and some of the smaller resorts. I just like them because you get more bang for the buck. You get to ski more for less. So,
she says she's so excited she might get to meet Phil at WLSFA.
It doesn't live up to the hype, trust me.
We'll have a booth so we could do little meet and greets. We'll take a photo with Phil.
Take a photo with Phil.
I'll use the funds raised for future travel.
For future travel, smart, very smart.
I'll say I think I'm most thankful for all the travel I've gotten to do this year and getting to see everybody and have time. I mean, from Mardi Gras to WLSFA and the cruise and then going to TJ's birthday, it's been one thing after another. And it's just, I think that's fabulous. I love that we have so many connections all around and we've all stayed really close. I like that. So yeah,
last year was a good year for it. It's a challenging year, but it was this year, I should say. So from October of last year to this October was rough run, but lots of good learns there. But you're right, there was a lot of travel in there too. So that's good. Yeah,
it's good to take a moment to appreciate that. It's like a lot of stress, but like a lot of things to appreciate too.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it's coming up to 9:00, and I still have packing to do. We're leaving for our trip right after work, so like I was stressing before, so I probably will not sleep tonight. I took two Tylenol PM last night, so I can get a good night's sleep last night because I knew tonight was not going to be great. So, but I was anxious to talk to you. So
yeah, you too. It's definitely. It seems like I know 2 weeks is good for the show schedule, but it's just not. Like I miss you guys a lot, so it sucks. It's like I want to talk to you guys sooner, but it's so busy. And then TJ wanted to do Fat Kings tomorrow, just for everybody's, no, just so everybody knows, we were going to do Fat Kings tomorrow, but I can't. It was too short a notice, and he's got to go out to Washington to deal with some issues on his Washington house. So I don't know when we're going to do Fat Kings again. Just FYI. So anybody who's also a Fat Kings fan, sorry, we'll let you know, but we'll definitely do this again in a couple weeks and into December. So
we'll have a full week after Thanksgiving. We could talk about how the holidays went for us, and then we'll catch up with Kirk. I'm really gonna be jonesing for a Kirk fix between now and then. So I'm gonna have to find a chance to talk to him in between. So
I'll have to do a hangout with him because you'll be gone, but I'll have to hang out with him and see how he's doing and stuff. So
I plan on having a lemon drop as soon as I get on the cruise before I lose internet connectivity. Nice. And sending a picture to him like, you're with me in spirit, Kirky. So
nice. That's another thing I'll tell you on the radar for sure is getting out to the West Coast to Seattle to see the Seattle crew, mainly Kirk, but a lot of the other folks that are out there. And they have those little cruises. They're overnight cruises that go up into Canada, and then you get back down from Canada. They're just to reposition the ships. They sell them for dirt cheap, so you can get a nice cabin for dirt cheap.
Like $100, $200. Yeah, right.
And I think it would be a blast to do with Kirk. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that. So
if you do that, let us know, and we'll have to see like if the waffles and the Mahoney's and the, Melissa and Christina and all, they would want to get, that would be so much fun to get together and Katie, you know, so
Yeah, we could just it'll be one night of hard partying, and then we have to try to get back from Canada. A bunch of drunk folks trying to get back into the country, but you know,
it'd be totally worth it. It would be totally worth it. So, all right, well, cool. Well, I hope you have a really good Thanksgiving. I probably won't get to talk to you until after Thanksgiving. We come back on Thanksgiving Day, so have a good Thanksgiving.
You too. Eat lots of turkey.
Oh, I'll have lots of beverages.
Oh, well, that too. All righty, guys. Well, thanks for tuning into the show. Sorry you didn't get to see Kirk. I know he's the big draw here, but so
yeah, we're just fluff.
We're all just supporting actors. But no, so we'll be back in a couple weeks. So hang in there. If you got any questions for us, feel free to shoot them off to us on the 50 Shades page. And then that's all I've got for you guys. So until next time, don't define your world in black and white, because there's so much hiding amongst the gray.